Welcome back to the Acer Team Story Cup. I'm Rifkin. You guys have been watching BaseTradeTV, and of course joined by Zombie Grub as my co-caster today. Spawning here in the bottom right corner of the map, though. It's currently ahead for his team 3-2 over Mousesports in this best of 9 between these two teams, but only a best of 1 between these two players. It is Axiom's Impact.
In the upper right, as the red Zerg player, it is Mousesports.
So again, if you guys are unfamiliar with the Acer Team Story Cup formats, because I've seen some people ask about this in chat several times, each of these games is a best of 1. Each win basically gives your team a point, and it's kind of this all-kill / king of the hill format depending on your point of view. Now, it's a best of 9 between these two teams overall, and more importantly than that, if you haven't been keeping up with the season, this isn't just your average match for points at this point. This is one of the most important matches for Axiom to date. This is the one that really could determine whether they go on to the playoffs in top 4 or whether they merely finish as a season, I guess like a decent season. At the same time for Mousesports though, not to get too focused on Axiom, they also need this win. A lot less than Axiom, but it's also going to contribute to them possibly making the playoffs for the first time in 3 seasons.
A lot in the line for both players.
I mean, it's really, there is a bit of pressure here. You can't undersell that. The thing for Axiom, though, of course, guys, is they still have a pretty rough match that they have to win on top of this. So not only do they have to beat Mousesports today, the last game I think they play this season, if I'm not mistaken, is versus Empire Fnatic. And I don't know what happened. Empire Fnatic started the season off so poorly, and I think they're like 3 wins in a row now. They're actually not doing too poorly, and big shouts go like Harstem and Mini Razor, who've been like absolutely dominating Korean players. I mean, Mini Razor took out Startail, or ex-Startail Balloon, now My Insanity Balloon, I don't know why I said Startail, Joxy, and Stardust. So, I mean, for Axiom, it doesn't stop here. But this is one of the most critical, because if they don't win this one, then it doesn't really matter as far as getting to the playoffs are concerned. Because without this win, and without the next win, they need both.
Isn't Empire Fnatic, didn't they already defeat Axiom? Isn't that when the ace match, TVP, and the Protoss just like barely won their... No, that was versus My Insanity, that's what it was. But still, we saw Fnatic, I guess, more than Empire. But they're like, seriously, like really showing really good stuff. I mean, maybe too late?
Yeah, well, for Empire Fnatic, it's too late to do anything relevant. But
yeah. Again,
a lot of this, it's so weird to have it focus so heavily on the Axiom aspect of things, but that's kind of where it's come down to. You have this team that, you know, it's the Koreans we know and love. Unfortunately, a little bit on the ropes. But in the ZVZ against VortiX, that's where the game kind of hinges at the moment. And if Impact goes down here, what's kind of nice is the players left, like Hart, could easily, I think, well, not easily, but they could take on VortiX. I'm trying to not say easily, and I say easily again right away after. He could take on VortiX, and this could still go in the favor of Axiom, even if Impact loses here. But one of the biggest things for both teams, for those who are, again, unfamiliar with the Acer Team Story Cup, sorry, it's a ZVZ. They didn't cheese. We're going through explanations of a lot of things right now. But one of the things is, for those who don't know, when you're on your last life, you can actually resurrect one player that's already played. So the same token is like, maybe, let's say VortiX wins here and Impact dies. They can always bring him back if it comes down to the ace match.
It is a best of 9 today. Correct.
Yep. Well, it's like that every day. Like, I don't know. Why would it be anything else?
I don't know. I've never heard of a best of 11 really, but hey, it could have been.
Well, I know that there was that one best of 69 Snoot versus Baby Knight. I'll never forget that. Mostly because I'm immature, but also because it was kind of crazy. It was like a day-and-a-half long marathon, and KillR's like solo casted the whole thing. Like, what was up with that? That guy's crazy.
It's crazy. Impact really favoring the gasless style, but VortiX just in return just takes a faster third. He's not going to be able to apply a lot of pressure, but that was he's fine with that's what he gave up willingly.
It's weird too because you look at a lot of these sort of builds, and you got to think like gasless openers. Less gas means you're not gonna be able to make roaches, but kind of the opposite of that. It kind of gives you a nice little boost in economy with minerals that you can make a ton more roaches. But the big thing with gasless opener, more so than that, is again the defensive capabilities you have. 3 queens, a spine crawler. If VortiX had wanted to do Zergling Baneling aggression, it wouldn't happen. He'd be able to focus down the Banelings too easily.
I don't know what VortiX saw to lead him to believe that a faster third would be easy to take. But he's correct. I mean, he's not going to make a mistake in this. It's just that he didn't really get the scout into the main to see if the gas was there or not.
Yeah, I don't know. He came back, so he saw the Roach Warren.
Well, just now he saw the Roach Warren. I don't think it was actually set down.
Right, that's
until
what I
he
meant,
already
like,
gotten the third. Or maybe like the queen count, or I don't know. But the third is going to be safe. Looking for him. You could do this if Impact was going for fastlings too. Just a little bit riskier.
Slowly chasing a couple overlords in the middle of the map. Normally this is a little bit scary, but with the roaches to sort of guard it out, it's gonna work out decently. Impact, by the way, is supply blocked temporarily, but he's got 16 lings coming up behind this. And
yeah,
again, we've mentioned this before in the past. There's a lot of overkill with roaches. But, oh my God, VortiX has no roaches. They're only just now spawning.
Now, this might still be enough with the queens and the lings.
I like the hit run. The hit run's a good start to this.
It's okay. Initially, it's okay, but more and more units are coming across the map. Impact being. This is not something he did last time. You know, with the same build, he wasn't aggressive. He just got a little bit of a later third and played it out with the upgrades. This time, only getting one upgrade, despite the opener, and trying to really punish VortiX for this faster third.
I think the brute force is going to work out pretty nicely here. Again, like the lings, they just add so much cannon fodder. There's so much overkill with the roaches. There's slow attack speed playing against them, trying to deal with these zerglings, and Impact doesn't have a lot, but he's got enough to actually take down this third if VortiX can't get more units here. There's well, queens. What the heck?
Well,
Queens,
don't go walk home in now. Like,
yeah, you're already there. Just might as well dedicate to it, right? But yeah, the reinforcements of roaches here are going to be a little too much. I mean, the army supplies are fairly even, but again, it's worth noting that lings are going to work pretty well against low amounts of roaches. In fact, runs past the roaches, says, I don't need to fight you. I can just go for the drone kills. There's not even a queen here to defend.
That's what I was about to suggest it, and that's exactly what he did. Of course, Impact's just been on top of his runarounds today. I mean, sometimes players seem to have like a, they're not in the mindset of putting lings to the main and the natural, but Impact's just been totally on it with hydras, lings, roaches, whatever.
You know, the thing is, he didn't exactly demolish the drone count, and he didn't even kill the third, but he evened up the game enough that now his third is no longer behind. He's got a slight worker lead, and he's in a much better spot than if he had not done that attack. Because VortiX taking that third so much earlier, that would have really snowballed quickly.
Yeah. That's what happened last time there was a ZVZ. Impact just waited it out, with the upgrades, but he wasn't getting the upgrades. So he definitely needed to do that attack. He only got one Evo chamber. Whoa, wait. Yeah, okay, it's not producing right now. VortiX is the one getting +2 weapons.
Well, Evolution Chamber's got that tech going for VortiX, a little bit behind this. It is worth noting the Leo Reconstitution was finished for him much earlier than that of Impact, so I think that played a big factor as well as not continuing to engage, knowing that he wouldn't be able to hustle his bustle across the map. But it's worth noting, while he did take a third base, he's just using it for larva at the moment, so not really getting any economic advantage out of this.
I wonder what Impact's plan is right here. He's not droning. He hasn't been droning, despite taking a bit of a drone lead earlier on.
Well, his plan is to have a massive army lead, which he certainly does.
Apparently, that is his plan. He's not going to stop being aggressive. He's going to be one upgrade behind, depending on when he attacks, and if it's now, then that's actually not going to be a factor. But is it going to be enough? Defender's advantage, queens from VortiX. Impact is bringing his own queens, but they're not going to be there for a while.
This is... Well, the Cruise is actually they'll get there eventually, but I don't know, this attack's gonna be a little bit weird. The Ling run by, I kind of wish would almost have been more for the army, but if you can get these queens and this like 1 or 2 roaches and get out sort of quote-unquote alive, that'll be alright. The roach count versus roach count right now, somewhat even. I think positioning is gonna play a little more into this, because you will of course have defender's advantage, but of course the big question is who starts bleeding out roaches faster, who's got the better concave, and at the moment it does look like that's gonna be Impact, who's got the advantage coming into this.
Wow, suddenly a huge advantage with this particular battle. VortiX losing all of his roaches and not really trading out so well. Lost a lot of drones in the main as well. Coming in from behind, snipes the queens. They'd already used up all their transfuse energy.
He's bleeding out, Zombie Go. GG is called Impact. Puts Mousesports on their backs and on their last life.